this executive session will come to order and turn it over now to Dr. Hodges. Guys, first of all, though, we need to have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted and amended before we turn it over to Dr. Hodges.
Mr. President?
Yes?
Yeah, I move to approve the agenda as submitted and amended.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. I believe that's Dr. Bailey. Do you want it?
I can have one.
All right, Dr. Hodges.
Thank you, Mr. President. Board, as you are aware, that with the retirement of Dr. Flowers, we have a vacancy for high school principalship. And as with most personnel items, I'll defer to Dr. Baer to make a presentation to you this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Hodges. Mr. Burchett, members of the board, I'd like to initially start by thanking our search committee for their participation and dedication to the process of helping select and define the new principal at Connersville High School. We had them create a perfect profile. What would that look like? We were going to develop and pick the ideal person for Connersville High School, and so they were very diligent about that, and they were able to work with us, and their input was invaluable. I'd like to thank Bill Osterman, the co-president of the PTO, staff members Brent Duncan, Vicki Long, Jamie Ham, Beth Denham, the principal at Connersville Middle School, Terry Miller, our director of technology, Dr. Kathy Reek, our assistant superintendent, Lori Savori, our board member, Also, Penny Bates was instrumental in helping. We held these interviews at the high school, and so she worked with us in setting up and conducted the interviews. She also met with candidates, and also our high school students conducted tours. I think it was really important for her to get our high school student input. We received input and confirmation from all of them as well. So again, thank you very much to our committee. It was very diligent in that process. Following a month-long search and consideration, we interviewed 3 candidates. The committee did, again, asking lots of questions, spending a lot of time in discussion, and we narrowed that to 2 finalists who were then taken to the cabinet for further consideration. From that, at this point in time, I'd like to ask the board's consideration of Mr. Randall Judd as the next principal of Connersville High School. Mr. Judd is a 1984 graduate of Earlham College, where he received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Studies education. He was initially employed by Fayette County School Corporation as a social studies teacher, from which he served from 1984 to 2004. During that time, he taught world geography, United States history, and government. In 1987, Mr. Judd completed the requirements in earning his master's degree from Ball State University. Mr. Judd obtained an administration and supervision license from Ball State in 2003, and shortly after, in 2004, was selected as assistant principal at Connersville High School. During his tenure as assistant principal, he has served on the corporation's discussion team, the wellness committee, and most recently is serving on the board of directors for the Haven. Mr. Judd's greatest asset is ability to communicate and develop professional and personal relationships with people, which will carry him a long way in the principalship at Connersville High School. Additionally, Mr. Judd has a tremendous appreciation for the impact of technology, which will assist the students and staff in a learning and teaching processes, not only now but in the future. At this point in time, I'm extremely pleased to recommend Mr. Randall Judd to lead the high school students, staff, and community into the 2013-2014 school year and beyond.
Dr. Baer. Board, what's your pleasure?
Mr. President, I would entertain a motion to have Mr. Judd as our next high school principal.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Burchett. I do have Mr. Judd, and his lovely wife Julie is here today, so I'm going to ask him to come to the podium, and he may have a few comments to make, and be available for Mr. Sprague following the meeting as well. Mr. Judd.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce my wife, Julie. I've made 4 great decisions and have 4 great accomplishments in my life. 3 of them are not here. As you know, I'm very proud of my children, and I indulge in their needs and their wants, and so 2 of them are probably still asleep. And I did not ask them to come today to share in this, but as you know, they're very proud of their father, and sometimes a little overzealous in telling people that. So I want to first thank the cabinet for their thorough questionings of me and for their faith in me and their courage to recommend me to the board. I'd also like to thank the board. I look around and I've worked and known all of you for many years in many different roles. Some of you I had as a student. Some of you I've worked with as a teaching colleague. Some of you I've had your children in class as a teacher. Mr. Hilton was my first basketball coach ever. He was also my high school principal. So I've known most of you for many years, and I know when you ran for your position on the board, your reason for doing that was to make sure the Fayette County School Corporation was going in the right direction and the kids of Fayette County would be served the way they deserve to be served by our corporation. And I can assure you that my motive for seeking this position is the same. I want to make sure that Fayette County School Corporation continues its improvement, and the flagship of the corporation is the high school. And I've served my whole adult life at the high school and want to continue the improvement process, and want to have a big part in making sure that we continue the successes that we've had in the last few years. So I just want you to know that I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. Any questions? Any more questions?
Not yet. Julie, not to put you on the spot, but you have anything you'd like to say? Or
I'm very proud of him. As everybody knows, we posted when we shouldn't have, probably a little early, but we were very proud, and we know that it's something that Randy has wanted for a very long time. And you know, his heart is at CHS, and he does want the best for Connersville, for Fayette County, for Connersville High School, and for the students there and the teachers. I think he made a great choice. Yes, thank you.
Now that Julie has obtained her administrator's license, she will be able to push Randy even more so from her position.
Who's pushing? He's pushing.
Oh, he's pushing you? Okay, let's go that other way.
Right? Do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Do I hear a second? All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carried. We are adjourned.